Greetings, tasty morsels. Reverse BLT here. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are watching episode 2 of the first season of Severance. This episode is called Half Loop.
Ooh, bacon.
I super enjoyed that first episode. I love a good mystery, and that episode served up a whole bunch of what the hell's happenings for me.
Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet.
It served up also just enough answers for me to feel like, yeah, that these people behind this show, they know exactly what is happening. This isn't J.J. Abrams' mystery box with nothing in it. You know what I mean? Like this is an actual proper mystery, and I can't wait to see where it's going. We got introduced to, weirdly enough, a small cast of characters that's effectively twice as large as it initially seems, because every person has like their work self and their non-work self. So we effectively have at least 8 characters we're following. And of course, several more who I'm expecting us not to necessarily follow, but to check in on every now and then. Like the big reveal at the end of the episode, the main character we're following, his supervisor at work, who is also his next door neighbor, who keeps screwing up trash day / recycling day. Oh, this is one of those ones where, like, you know, I keep resisting the urge to start doing like actual analysis videos, because I know that I'll go down a rabbit hole forever and it'll take me forever to edit those and all that stuff. And I'm just not sure that I'll be able to keep up with it.
I have similar worries.
But I just thought about the fact that they made a big deal out of showing him throwing away his paper cup at a recycling thing at work in the previous episode. And then we got the whole drama with his work boss, next door neighbor, mixing up recycling and trash day. There's so many little things you could dissect with that first episode. Very good writing. In the previous episode, though, he got contacted. The biggest thing that happened, he got contacted by his work buddy, Petey, who we found out in the episode had left the company. But he retains his memories from inside and outside. Or just occurred to me, I don't know if he actually retains his memories from both. It could just be that work PD essentially escaped and there is no outside PD anymore, because they are effectively 2 completely different people. I'm not even sure reintegration is possible. That's a question for later. Either way, PD contacted him to let him know, hey, we knew each other down there. We were friends down there. There's big, important, crazy shit going on. I'm afraid I'm not going to make it. Here's the beginning of a trail of breadcrumbs for you to follow to find out the true truth. The thing he gave him was an address on Half Loop Avenue, I think it was, or Lane, or whatever street. And this episode is called Half Loop. So guess where we're going?
I am aware.
Interesting. We're starting with Helly's
alteration is
orientation video
and irreversible.
This is another thing I'm digging about the show so far. How we get an event and then we travel back to see the flip side of that event.
You know, he used to drink 3 raw eggs and milk each morning.
Why do people do that? It does not actually help you with
breakfast.
anything. All it's going to do is give you fucking salmonella. We're going to see the procedure. I am really curious about this procedure. They do it on premises. And they don't even shave the person's head? It doesn't look like it's going into the temporal lobe.
I'll be upstairs after to let you know.
From
how
that view, it looks like what they do for people who have epilepsy, where they sever the sides, the hemispheres of the brain from each other.
Your orientation's been so much fun.
Oh, wow. So this is what was going on every time she left.
When we heard you were coming here, it was like a miracle. It's amazing what you're doing.
Who is she? Oh, do we have an actual credit sequence now? I love when a show has like a really interesting opening sequence that plays with the themes of the show and sort of subtly hints at stuff that you don't know yet. Christopher Walken's in this? Oh my God, you guys, I can't wait to see Christopher Walken in this.
Beautiful.
Acknowledge Keir Egan portrait. Keir Egan. There's a lot of weird stuff going on with names in this. Wow, they have you do all this? This is gonna sound really stupid, but I love these dumb little mechanical vacuums.
A weekend just happened.
Yeah.
I don't even feel like I left.
Yeah.
That would drive me insane. The feeling of never, ever actually leaving work.
Mark,
Oh,
sorry
that's
to
cool.
interrupt.
You can raise and lower his divider.
Wow. You're an actual nerd, aren't you?
No, all the data comes from upstairs, fully encoded.
Then
Yeah,
how
but
do
how
I
do you
categorize
know?
it?
Yeah. How do you categorize it if it's encoded?
They'll be sort of disconcerting, scary.
Scary.
I know.
You will intuitively know what the array is that you're supposed to choose? Something is wrong. I mean, obviously something's wrong.
No.
Work Irving definitely has a crush on Work Helly.
I'm sorry. Audis are.
They're us on the outside.
Audi.
He saw yours yesterday.
I thought he was talking about the car.
They're like metal detectors for written symbols. Lumen Original, apparently.
That's right.
Sure.
No, that's not a thing you can do. That's not possible.
We knew Carol D was leaving beforehand. I mean, her Audi film to thank you. Petey was just gone.
It didn't get closure.
I don't know if he's at some new job or drunk on a beach or dead.
That's enough, please.
Yeah, she's definitely going to be an ally. I have a feeling, though, that Audi Helly is 100% committed to whatever mission is happening here. I think she might even know what the mission is here, which they don't seem to know.
Life at Lumen is protected from such
I
things.
think he knows.
And I think a great potential response to that from all of you is gratitude.
Never trust an employer who tells you how grateful you should be for your job. That's some manipulative shit.
He's holding a sign that says, "Workers of the world unite."
Oh, that's interesting. What have you been up to? Is that oil or is that dirt?
Yeah, Milchick's a nice man. When he says something, it's best to listen.
I don't care.
Because he can't always be nice like that.
It can't always be nice like that. That's a very interesting statement.
Just don't want any of it.
you, there's code detectors.
Do you know that? Have you tried? Because frankly, it sounds made up.
It does sound made up. What are they going to do to her? Who's this dude?
Big department chief now, Marquez. On you, then.
Well, I guess it's survivable, whatever is about to happen. He is our main character. You know, another thing I have to give this show credit for, they do a really good job of building genuine tension. The fundamental element of suspense, like that worry, that dread of what's about to happen. Break room? Ominous? What are we breaking? I love how like the walls are all close in and everything. Oh, I would hate this place so much. Like so many triggers for me in this place. What next? Is he gonna emerge into an underwater room? Oh, her again.
A lot of sensitive material, hence the...
Okay, so Severance is widely known. And it's interesting, I noticed that she said like half this town, apparently. I think I'm right. This whole town is severed and people don't even know.
Your past self chose to walk you down here to be an infantilizing prick to people.
Severance is subjugation.
This is really clever.
Asshole.
A really good representation of people on two sides of a hot button issue and him externalizing his own real existing guilt over the decision he made.
I just keep thinking about those damn bins.
Oh, well, that is so not
But
necessary.
I need to know how much she remembers. Maybe some of it's subconscious, like she knows that she ruined his day at work, so she feels this need to come and be nice to him? Or is she fully
Still waiting
aware?
for that third bulb to revive itself?
What is your deal, lady? What did she make? I forget what she said those were.
Wow.
I don't think he likes them.
These are magic.
Oh, come on, tell the truth.
This is why you don't have friends.
She essentially came and did and kind of did supervisory work. Even here in his outside world, because now he's gonna go and fix the bulb.
Should be back tomorrow.
Well, I'm sorry. I know your innie will be sad to have missed the day.
Your innie will be sad to have missed the day. I wonder if Milchick is severed or if Milchick has unified.
Hey, they wouldn't have fired him for my note thing, would they?
No way. He did his stint in the break room yesterday.
What is the break room? What is in there?
He said it was abdominal.
Funny timing.
I got a feeling that PD's departure also started with feeling ill. What's the matter, Ian? Dozing off again. I wonder what happens when someone dozes off who's been severed. Irving, not Ian. What? So he's having a waking dream. I'm guessing related to the feeling of fear from the numbers.
Check with Miss Casey and go from there, all right?
Thank you, Mr. Milchick.
What's really about to happen to you, buddy? What happens in the wellness room? Let not your weakness live in your veins. Tame thy tempers. What the hell?
Deadly eels and shit, because we can't cohabitate with that. So we send the probes down, they send us the data coded, we sense what's eels, and then we tell the probes what to blow up.
Can't coexist with deadly eels.
They separate us
So
from the other departments. We don't even know how many there are.
you
I've
have
been mapping out the floor.
compartmentalization of information processing. What are you working on? What's going on with your implant, bud?
Reintegration sickness.
Because of memories combining back together?
There's this room.
Break room or the wellness room?
We go in there when we don't act right.
Break room. What happens in the break room? I need to know. They torture you?
All I can be is sorry, and that is all that I am. I'm afraid you don't mean it. Again.
How did you get that out of there, though? There's no technology to detect
Fuck is that?
stuff that they take on the elevator.
That's the break room.
They just see it all on cameras. Very intriguing psychology going on in this place. A lot of like weird religious stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, sir.
Christopher Walken!
That piece hung in the perpetuity wing for many years.
Perpetuity wing?
It's better here. It's calming.
It's calming?
Right.
What I'd like to do is share with you some facts about your outie.
Interesting. It's like the innies worship their outside selves.
Please try to enjoy each fact equally and not show preference for any over the others. That's 10 points off. You have 90 points remaining.
Points?
Please don't speak.
Whoa. Place is so severe.
Your outie won a game 2 weeks ago.
I feel sad.
Your outie likes the sound of radar.
Likes the sound of radar.
Bert's not a fuck, and no.
I'm asking for the safety of this department.
Bert's not a fuck.
Don't pretend
I have a feeling the reason it takes a while is because part of what the chip it does is what lets them see the numbers they're supposed to choose.
Why is it
You okay? Just fence off the bad data like I showed you.
Can you see the perimeter?
Bad data. You can see the perimeter.
Boom. Fucking refined.
All right, Helly. Hip, hip.
They were scary. The numbers were scary.
What the actual fuck is going on here? This is some eldritch shit. Something transcendental is happening. Something beyond the ken of mortal men. Oh, nice robe. Dude, are you about to... Yep. Bleeding from the nose. It's never a good sign. I would think that implant would have some sort of fail-safe in it that could kill them if they tried to escape. Oh, shit. He's experiencing memory bifurcation in real time. He's seeing himself. He's actually, well, it's even worse, the out-of-body experiences.
PD, you okay?
No, I think Petey's pretty damn far from okay, my dude. Oh, man. Haven't heard this song in a long time. Daisy?
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Piecing together what is going on is definitely going to be very interesting. Obviously, there's, the ongoing mystery of what they're even doing here. For one thing, you have to ask yourself how much of the things they're going through are even real. For instance, the founder of this place, this Egan guy, is that even a real person? Is that just a figurehead for them all to think they work for, just like someone to focus their adoration onto or to feel like there's someone in charge? How does the whole thing with the code work? I definitely think that the implant has to in some way inform them of what they're supposed to be looking for. The idea of scary numbers, I really am beginning to think that there's an explanation behind some of the stuff that goes beyond what would be considered strictly scientific, especially incorporating a lot of the real subtle hints at religion. There's a concept that people have in a lot of different cultures of like sacred numbers, right? And this notion that you can kind of either predict certain things based on numbers and the patterns that they occur in, or control certain things in reality if you understand numbers well enough. And it sort of almost feels like maybe that's what they're being employed to do, is to figure out how to manipulate the universe. Go watch Pi. There's a lot of things they're pulling from, and I love it. They're pulling from religion, they're pulling from art, they're pulling from computer science, they're pulling from psychology. There are cases to be made for the idea that all of those things kind of work on certain similar underlying principles. And I think that's kind of, so far anyways, where it seems to be where the show is going. It's like science fiction, esoteric mythology.
You don't even know what that means.
Loving it. Loving it. I'm becoming more and more suspicious of his work supervisor and her role in the outside world. It was not lost on me that she essentially fulfilled a supervisory function when she came over and mentioned the light bulb that he still hadn't changed. And then he goes and changes the light bulb. Also noticing him bringing Petey to his house. And it's work subsidized housing. They live in a company town. So it's reasonable to assume, as we've seen several indicators of, that this company, it's reasonable to assume that they are surveilling everything. So I'm going to have to start really paying attention to try to figure out who in the workplace is not actually severed. I would think for control purposes, at least a few people there have to be people who are integrated. We have to find out who the board is, if it's an actual group or a person or something else, like maybe AI or something. I noticed the name of the next episode is In Perpetuity. Christopher Walken's character mentioned how they had that painting that he considered calming, which I 100% disagree with him. Well, he mentioned that for a reason. So I guess we're going to see Perpetuity, that department. What is perpetuity? Obviously, the meaning is something that goes on forever. So it's going to be interesting to see that. A lot of stuff to think about. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Feel free to speculate. Speculation, though, remember, is not the same thing as just spoiling what happens later. So if you want to talk about spoilers, I do allow that. Just make sure you use spoiler warning and 5 or 6 lines empty space. That way you can talk to other people who already know. Make sure you say, when you say spoiler warning, like, past what episode or whatever, so that other people who want to participate in the conversation can know if it's safe for them as well. I won't be reading any of the spoiler comments for a while. Thanks a lot for watching the episode with me. I really appreciate it. Look forward to talking to you guys about it later. And as always, do your best to stay safe and be well. I will see you for the next one. Bye-bye.
That piece hung in the perpetuity wing for many years.
I know. It broke my heart when they took it down.
It's better here. It's calming.